Welcome back to EARTH1111. Are NPCs real? Non-player characters, backdrop people, zombies, these soulless people. Do they exist? Well, I'll talk about everything today on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Roxane. If you're into spirituality, awakening, ascension, and co-creating a brand new earth paradigm, definitely subscribe to the channel and we can be YouTube friends. And don't forget to hit that bell as well. Okay, this question I get so often from people, and yeah, it seems like we're all walking around in a different world than a lot of other people. It's like two completely different paradigms of experiences. Now, NPC, that is a word that's used a lot. Now, we got to realize it's not that people are just these graphics in the simulation, right? For us to kind of have this video game experience. So let's get rid of that idea. Let's instead go deeper into what an NPC is. And a soulless person, right? These people that don't really seem to have their own unique thoughts, or they don't, where they walk around and it's kind of like there's nothing going on in the eyes. There's no spark. So they seem, and actually they can even feel like they're flat, like they are just this part of the simulation, like they don't have souls. So especially on, the more consciousness that we hold, the more we can see that many people are not existing in the world that you are. And that is real because there's many different versions of Earth. When you come from a higher consciousness perspective, what it means is you have brought into your body, embodied higher dimensional aspects of yourself, soul aspects, over soul aspects, right? These guardian aspects. And so you get to experience a much more deeper experience of reality. When you are someone who is lacking, right, whose soul has not yet developed, you're actually part of a group soul. So similar to animals that are actually not yet individualized. And that's actually a side note, when you have a pet, that is an indication that that soul is ready to start bringing in more frequency. It kind of individualizes from the pack herd, right? That herd mentality of the group soul. So people that have not yet embodied their soul, yeah, you can think of them as missing their soul. They're soulless people because they're actually part of a group soul. All of their ideas, their programs, their thoughts, their belief structure, everything comes from this hive mind of this group soul. Now, it doesn't mean that they are lesser than, right? So in shamanism, you got to realize that every single thing that is energy, right? Everything's made up of energy, which means everything has consciousness. So we want to make sure that we are not, right, walking around on this high horse, like some people in the new age, I call it the new cage, do, where they think of themselves as the chosen one amongst all these useless zombies out there. So we don't want to do that because actually we can, by embodying our own higher aspects, we are anchoring higher frequency into the core, the crystal core of planet Earth. That energy is moving all the way through the ley lines, through the grids. And what happens is we poke holes in this false matrix structure that keeps people, right, stuck in this mentality of the group think mentality, the hive mind. Now, part of the reason why all the craziness out there in the world, right, think about the frequency nets that are being surrounded by the planet. This massive amount of radiation from satellites to cell phone towers to everyone walking around with a massively toxic frequency device, a phone. All of these things, right? And of course, there's much more than that. That is the ploy by the false matrix, right? By the puppets of the false matrix to maintain control, to keep these people locked into this hive mind, into this group soul. So know that it's all part of the plan out there. There's many different plans, let me tell you, to really make sure that the people that are waking up out of this group hive mind, where they are fed programs by the media, the news, peers, right, education systems. And really a lot of us grew up like that, you know, until we had that awakening moment where we were just moving through life like this zombie ourselves. So we want to have that compassion and know that when you live in that heart-based structure, when you embody higher aspects of yourself, it's not because you're chosen. I'm sorry. We got to get rid of that. That is complete false light ego. It's because we have chose to embody and to spiritualize our physical vessel, to be a conduit to awaken others on the planet massively. So someone who holds higher frequency, especially you know at those higher levels of enlightenment and high levels of embodiment, can activate and overpower tens of millions of people all around the planet by activating yourself, not by going around and telling everyone about all this bad stuff going on, because that really, you got to realize how to work with these people, right? They're in a completely different paradigm than you are. And again, by you, I'm assuming that you watching this video that you have at least awakened, right? But there's many levels of awakening and ascension and embodiment. It's not just you awake to the outside world, it's you embody God consciousness and become a stargate, a vessel, a literal spinning vortex at high velocities that brings in and anchors in cosmic, galactic, stellar light codes. And that is how we completely redirect this planet where it's headed, right? Because it was headed for destruction. And that's, of course, part of the plan by those that are impulsed by this ancient dark, essentially, group corruption, this corrupted soul, let's say, on many levels. The shadow parts of yourself are directed by that darker aspect. And so those are the ones puppeteering this plan with all of the toxic technologies out there and all of the fear-mongering and all the other stuff, right? So there's many layers. I do go into it in detail in my brand new masterclass, The False Matrix and Cosmic Karma. So it's on sale for half price and one more day left on that. So make sure you check that out for a lot more if you're interested in all these types of topics. Because we gotta realize that when we embody and become and live at our highest expression, our God self, not God as in wannabe God, but a God as in a guardian for this planet, for the people, for the vulnerable, for the animals, for the plants, right? It's nothing about lower ego. It is about a responsibility to do better, to act better, to think better, to be at your highest, to be that light for others. So know, when you walk around and you see these people, they're fed these certain scripts, really, right? Essentially right now, you hear them talking about misinformation. That's their favorite word. You know, I hear it a lot too. It's, you know, show me where you got this information from. You know, where's the scientific studies? Well, you know what? When you embody direct, when you download aspects of yourself that are existing in higher dimensional planes, there's no book where I got this information from. Let's just be honest, right? But it makes you kind of laugh a bit, you know. But we got to realize that these people's paradigm is completely different than yours. It doesn't mean that they're just graphics. You can say they are missing a soul, because a soul is the individuated aspect of the God source, of the Godhead, of the all that is. But you have to individuate. So if you're part of this collective hive mind and you're just going around with whatever is the main current thing, you haven't individuated yet. And that's part of the journey. That's actually our cosmic initiation of this lifetime to individuate, crystallize at the deepest core atomic level of ourself. That's what ascension's about. It's not about, you know, running from any darkness out there and, right, putting your head in the sand like a lot of people think it is, right? Got to stay high vibe all the time. We got to go deep into the problems on this planet, not by focusing on them 24 hours a day and needing to know every single psychopath story out there. Like, you know, when we first wake up, we can get kind of like wrapped up in that. And trust me, I was like that for many years back in the day. Eventually you get exhausted. It gets you nowhere. You just feel very pessimistic about the world. We need solutions. Solutions, right? We don't need to hear a list of all the problems. We know there's many problems. And yeah, you start lifting all the layers of the shadow, it goes deep. But we gotta have and focus on the solutions. But we don't wanna run from the problems either, especially our own individual problems, right? We need to deal with everything in this lifetime. It's essentially a culmination lifetime. We are bringing back every single karmic pattern from the infinite soul parts of you that exist in many different vectors and coordinates in time space into this now moment, into your body, so you can heal them. So it's like you're healing every single part of not just your own karmic journey of your soul, and then your oversoul group, and then your many layers of higher collective source, right? This is like collective karma that literal species, races, that star systems have from eons, right? Eons ago. We get to deal with it. And that's why things are getting crazy out there in the exterior world. When we can activate ourselves, we can start activating others all around us, right? It's this ripple effect of the quantum wave of enlightenment. So don't have that high horse mentality that, right, that you can go around and kind of like see people as these lower beings or these just graphics in a video game. Know that they are just a less developed soul. And every time cycle has its cosmic initiations depending on the frequencies coming into the planet. Atlantis had one that many people failed. That's for a whole nother video that I explained in my masterclass. Lemuria had one, and many other past ancient civilizations. You don't pass the test. That's where your consciousness gets completely fractaled. You degrade in consciousness even more, and you start having to use other means of trying to get back into the organic time cycle, which is happening now. All of those, right, a lot of the craziness that we see in the world right now links to Atlantis and those that failed the initiation of that time. A lot of times that is who is impulsing these, right, the psychopaths out there in the world that seem to be doing the crazy stuff. So you've got to evolve with the cosmic cycles of the time, the era. If not, you could go back as space does, back to source, right? Consciousness has that free will in this, right, in this environment. Not every environment, not every planet out there has that free will, but we do. And so we can go on a rampage and do everything wrong, right? Like, you know, almost like a teenager rebelling. Or we can be like, this is my divine path. Let's get back onto it and start living at my highest expression, and not numbing myself out because I have so much pain or I have so much fear about what's going on in the world, right? It's all up to us. Remember I said, the initiation of our time is to crystallize at the inner core level of the individual. And you start creating massive, amazing projects, life-altering changes for this planet. And that's how we co-create a new paradigm. It's not because we sit small and hope someone out there does it, right? So first you need to crystallize at the individual level, completely ensoul yourself. And then you step up with other masters. So really our initiation of this time is to become a co-creator, a master of the experience. and not stuck in that duality of the light versus dark, good versus evil, right? That polarity is being dissolved. It's about going within the center point, the heart, the connection with the mind, the cosmic mind, and beyond. So join my 17-part masterclass, The False Matrix and Cosmic Karma, to go deep onto many different things, hundreds of different topics, to allow you to fully understand the craziness out there in the world, the agendas going on, because there are many layers to those that you have to watch out for and be completely aware of. Otherwise, it's so easy to get looped into so many different things, right? Because the craziness is coming at us at all levels for a reason, right? For you to up level. And of course, I go back into the billions of years of cosmic karma that has impulsed the craziness happening on the planet right now. And most importantly, the solutions that you can take, right? The many different steps that you can take, and the solutions to collapsing this false matrix, busting out of it, and co-creating a brand new paradigm, because that's what our initiation of this lifetime is. Crystallizing at that deepest core level of self. So definitely join my masterclass. It's on sale for one more day for half price. So the price will go up after today, but I will have it at a discounted price still for the rest of October, just not at 50% off. So definitely, if you're watching this at a later date, don't miss out, because this will answer a lot of your questions about what's going on in the world and what you need to do about it. So thank you so much. I hope that you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up on it and share it with all your friends. A lot of people want to know about these NPCs, right? And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook for more content there. Please follow me. And also comment below what you think about all this. Hopefully I changed some of your thoughts about what these soulless NPC zombies are. And to know that when you have that compassion for every single part of this creation, that is where then you start living a magical life. So shine bright out there, and we'll see you in my masterclass. All the links are below in the description. Take care. I'm Roxane. We'll see you on the next video on Earth 1111. Bye-bye.